Hey guys, it's LEGO Boys E3. Today I'm going to show you how I made a 2x2 barrel. Okay, so today I'm going to be walking you through the process of making my 2x2 barrel mod, and so I wouldn't really recommend making this mod because it is a little bit complicated, and it's just not really worth it unless you're trying to expand your barrel collection like I am. And so the first thing that I did is I took the stickers off, then I turned a layer 45 degrees and just sawed the whole piece off like this, and I repeated that for all of the different pieces until it looked kind of like a barrel, like this. And then I turned the middle layer at smaller increments, I got a Dremel out, and I began to just sand down all the pieces. And then once it was close enough to a barrel shape, I disassembled it and mixed up some epoxy, and then I began to fill the pieces. This was actually quite difficult because I had nothing to base where I was putting the epoxy. I just kind of had to build it up in a shape that I thought kind of looked like a barrel, and I actually had to come back to it later because I had to fill in more of it because I wasn't able to sand it down enough without cutting into where I hadn't filled it up. But anyway, once that had dried, I got out the belt sander and I sanded down the surface of the pieces that is in between the two layers, and so I kind of just had it sticking up and I had to sand it down to a flat surface to be able to turn the puzzle. And so I reassembled the puzzle and did the normal barreling trick where you put it on a belt sander in between your two fingers and just let it spin. I did that for a while until I felt that I needed to fill it again. At that point, what I did is I disassembled just half the puzzle, then I got some cards and I rolled them up in a circle like this around the core of the puzzle. And I used those to actually shape the filler, and so I got a little bit of filler and I just stuck it right in between the card and the piece. That way the filler would be right up against the mechanism of the puzzle and I wouldn't have to worry about it being too much filler. I wouldn't have to sand it down. I just did it right up to where the card was and it was just the perfect amount of filler. And then since last time when I sanded down the surface of the pieces, I did it a little bit too much. I had actually built up a little bit of filler right there, and so I sanded it down just perfectly enough so that it would be right at the correct level, just where it was supposed to be. And I reassembled the puzzle again and began to sand down the perfect shape on the belt sander once again. Of course, while I was doing this, I made sure to tighten the 2x2 a lot because a lot of these newer puzzles, they are very, very loose. They flex around a lot when they're not completely tight, and so I tightened them down a lot, and I did that, and in between sanding it down, I did some turns on the puzzle, just moving it around, doing checker patterns, stuff like that, so I could make sure that all the pieces would be even. I disassembled the puzzle one last time and I began to sand down all the outer pieces, and so I got some heavier sandpaper and I just sand down all the pieces, round down all the corners and everything, and then I get some really fine stuff and just go over everything once again just to make sure everything's super smooth. I then got some wet paper towels and I just kind of washed off all the pieces, just trying to get all the dust out of all the little holes and everything on all the inner and the outer pieces until I was ready to reassemble it for the very last time. Then I took it outside and I spray painted the whole surface of it black like I normally do. And then I went through the process of stickering the puzzle, which was actually pretty easy. It was probably the easiest barrel to cut stickers for, partially because there weren't very many pieces, and partially because there were no old pieces that I had to cut custom stickers for, or no pieces that were bigger than the original piece. I was able to cut all the stickers that I needed just out of the original 2x2 sticker set, which was really nice. And there we go. After all that, I was able to finish my 2x2 barrel mod. The turning of it is a little bit rough because the filler comes really close to the inner part of the mechanism and it kind of rubs up together, but after lubing it, it got a little bit better. But other than that, I am pretty happy with how this puzzle turned out. It looks great from the outside and it's pretty fun to solve. And so that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, you can leave a like down below to show me that you liked it. Leave some suggestions down in the comments below for other videos that I can make like this in the future, and stay subscribed to be notified when the next video like this comes out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!